Have you ever felt as though a shadow is wrapping itself around you, draining your strength, robbing every spark of hope, dimming the light within until you barely recognize the person staring back in the mirror? This isn't just tiredness. It's a weight that presses against your soul, the invisible pressure of a war most cannot see, but that you feel deep in your spirit. As Ephesians 6:12 reminds us, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." You are not just weary, you are being targeted, manipulated, ensnared in a cycle designed to strip you of your essence. The narcissist, with a hunger that can never be satisfied, feeds on the light of God's chosen. They despise that light, for it exposes the darkness they work so hard to conceal. In the beginning, they approach with honeyed words, a smile that feels warm, a charm that feels irresistible. Yet behind this mask lies the trap. They sense in you something more than meets the eye, an inner strength, a divine spark that cannot be manufactured. They want to snuff it out, to take what is not theirs. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. John 10:10. And they are experts at hiding their theft behind false compassion. By the time you recognize their true nature, you are already caught in an invisible web. Have you noticed how certain people leave you inexplicably drained, as if they have reached into your soul and taken something vital? That is no accident. They sow confusion, twist reality, and plant seeds of doubt until you begin to question your own memory, your own worth, even your sanity. And with every doubt, they claim another piece of you. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour, 1 Peter 5:8. And they prowl not always with noise, but with precision. They know where your wounds are. They know which scars still ache. And with a smile that disguises the wolf beneath, they strike with words as sharp as any blade. They paint themselves as the victim, flipping the truth until you are left isolated, believing the fault is yours. The battle you face is more than emotional. It is spiritual. It is the clash between light and darkness, between the truth of who God made you to be and the broken, diminished version they want to shape in their image. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. They cannot extinguish a flame lit by God. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. You may feel surrounded, but you are not abandoned. You may be pressed, but you are not crushed. Your spirit is anchored in something they cannot touch. And when you rise, when you reclaim the identity God gave you, their grip shatters, because no chain forged in deception can hold against the truth. They wrap the chosen one in a thick fog of doubt and fear, and every step toward freedom feels like sinking deeper into a bottomless abyss. Narcissists are architects of chaos. They layer their lies with precision, disguising control as kindness and hiding poison behind smiles. Slowly, they dismantle your reality, piece by piece, until you can no longer see the truth. Subtle criticisms chip away at your confidence. Constant devaluation turns your victories to dust. And when you finally push back, they call you the aggressor. Their goal is to keep you trapped, to make you believe the blame is yours. They twist every argument, every crisis, so that you carry the guilt as if it were your own. And so you apologize endlessly, trying harder, giving more, bending yourself until you break. Yet it is never enough. No matter how much you strive, they find a new flaw, a new reason to diminish you. They need you small, guilty, worthless, because while you are drowning in self-blame, you cannot see the truth. The real destroyer is the one who manipulates you. This is more than emotional abuse. It is spiritual warfare. They see your light and it fills them with envy. They cannot bear to witness your peace, your connection with God, your inner strength. They try to snuff out that light, whispering that you are insignificant, unworthy, unloved. But remember this, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. The problem was never you. They attack because they lack what you carry. a spiritual connection they cannot touch, a light they cannot earn, and it consumes them. The exhaustion you feel is real. It's the theft of your joy, your peace, your very essence, until you feel like only a shadow of who you once were. That's what spiritual parasites do. But even if your flame feels dim, your light is still stronger than their deepest darkness. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. You are not alone in this battle. Many have faced it and many have broken free. You must understand, their mission is destruction. They want the chosen one shattered, hopeless, without light. But your soul, your essence, is far stronger than their venom. And as impossible as it feels, you can win. You can reclaim your light, your peace, your strength, because deep down, you have always been stronger than they are. And that truth terrifies them. Yes, it's hard to accept. How can someone who claims to love you also be the one who wounds you deepest? The dissonance is soul-crushing. But the truth is, narcissists do not love, they possess. They drain until there's nothing left, and when they have emptied you, they discard you without remorse. By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:16. The pain you feel is proof you carry something priceless, a soul. And the moment you try to break free, their attacks escalate. They sense the loss of control and unleash every tactic, calls, messages, false promises, designed to pull you back. They are not just fighting to keep you, they are channeling darker forces that seek to smother your hope and dim your vision. This is not just a relationship, it's war. It is a battle not merely against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Ephesians 6:12. That's why you feel like you're fighting something far beyond human cruelty, because you are. And yet, there is a way out. It begins with awareness. Recognize the signs. Understand that this pain is not God punishing you. It is a warning. Your soul is crying out for deliverance. You are not forsaken. Your inner strength given by God Himself is greater than any trap they set. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. You were chosen not to be destroyed, but to shine. And even in the darkest hour, the light within you is enough to lead you home. Doubt creeps in like a shadow that never leaves, whispering questions in your mind. Am I the problem? Am I imagining this? They plant seeds of uncertainty and water them with subtle manipulation until you start to believe the lie that all the blame is yours. This is the narcissist's most dangerous weapon, making you doubt your own worth, silencing your voice, dimming your light. But don't be deceived. This is a spiritual war. Scripture warns us in Ephesians 6:12 that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. To see the battle is the first step for the chosen one to win it. Admitting that someone is trying to destroy your light is an act of courage, because it's easier to close your eyes and pretend it's all temporary. But what's at stake is your soul, your essence. As painful as truth is, it's the only path to freedom. Narcissists master the art of distortion. They twist your words, manipulate your emotions, and make you feel guilty for sins you never committed. They confuse you, belittle you, and weave a game where you are the pawn and they hold the board. But you are not a pawn. You are a warrior chosen by God. Isaiah 54:17 says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper," and that includes the weapon of manipulation. The moment you see through their game, they will fight harder, silencing, shaming, intimidating, because their greatest fear is exposure. They cannot bear to watch the chosen one reclaim their power. They will escalate, but you must rise higher. Manipulation goes deeper than words. It entangles your soul. You may find yourself clinging to memories of better days they created, an illusion designed to keep you captive. Yet, in the silence of your spirit, you know something is wrong. Your light feels as though it's fading. This exhaustion is not weakness. It's the weight of the spiritual battle you are fighting. And still, 2 Corinthians 4:8-9 reminds us, we are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. The enemy wants you broken, but you cannot allow it. Your light still burns. Every step toward truth, every moment you refuse to surrender is an act of holy defiance. They will twist your story, rewrite the past, drag you back into their prison, but the key to freedom is within you. It is the courage to face the pain, the faith to stand and declare, enough. For the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. You were not chosen to be destroyed. You were chosen to overcome. The pain you carry is not yours alone. It echoes in the hearts of countless souls who have walked this same road, who still feel the weight of chains forged by abuse and manipulation. Your fight is not meaningless. Every step the chosen one takes toward freedom becomes a lighthouse for those still lost at sea. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. This is more than a battle against a narcissist. It's a battle against the darkness they usher in, the shadows that whisper lies, the forces that seek to silence and destroy you. And when you realize this, everything changes. The struggle, as painful as it is, becomes a refining fire. I will refine them as silver is refined, and test them as gold is tested. Zechariah 13:9. It is not merely survival, it is awakening. The chosen one's war is not won by brute force or sheer emotional endurance alone. It requires something deeper, a return to your true self, your inner light, the essence God placed in you before the world touched you. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. That light is your greatest weapon. Narcissists twist reality until you question your own steps, your own words, your very worth. But that doubt, it's not yours. It was planted, an invasive seed meant to keep you bound. When you see it for what it is, you begin to reclaim your strength. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. You are not a bystander in this fight. You are a warrior. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of despair is a step toward liberation. This pain is cleansing you of the lies, the guilt, the burdens that never belonged to you. They project their shadows onto you because they cannot face their own. But the weight of their darkness is not yours to carry. Cast all your anxieties on Him because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. You may wonder why this is happening to you, why it feels so unfair. But know this, they do not attack the ordinary. They attack those whose light is too bright to ignore, whose spirit carries the mark of something greater. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. John 10:10. Even when you feel like you're breaking, you are proof that light cannot be extinguished. Narcissists disguise themselves as victims, reversing roles to make you believe you are the aggressor. They exploit your compassion, but their tears are another mask. Don't be deceived. The true victim is the one held in this cruel cycle. They will try to isolate you, to convince you no one understands, that you're alone. That's when you must remember, you're not alone. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Psalm 46:1. There are people who love you, who see the truth, even when you can't. They will keep you chained to false memories and broken promises. But those are illusions. Freedom begins when you let go, when you accept that the past no longer defines you. The road out is not straight, and each step forward may be met with a counterattack of sweet words and vows of change. But remember, they will not change because they do not want to change. Your freedom is not found in waiting for them. It is found in walking away, carrying the light that cannot be put out. They crave control, feeding off the power they feel when you bow to their will. But real change begins the moment you say, enough. When you refuse to be swayed by their lies, the shift starts within. This isn't only a battle of the mind, it's a battle of the spirit. It's not just about cutting contact or walking away, it's about breaking the unseen chains, the emotional and spiritual cords that still try to bind you. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12. This fight demands courage, strength, and an unshakable will to heal, to rediscover your true essence. Because you're not just standing against a person, you're standing against forces that want to keep you in darkness, and the only way to win is to reignite your inner light. Even when they're gone, their voice can echo in your mind. You catch yourself replaying their cruel words, believing their lies. These thoughts keep you trapped long after the relationship ends, because the real battlefield is your mind and your heart. They plant seeds of doubt, fear, and guilt that can grow even when you think you've broken free. But every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. Matthew 15:13. The first step is recognizing those voices are not yours, they are theirs. Some days it feels like a nightmare with no end. You're weary, discouraged, as though an invisible enemy is always one step ahead, but you are not alone. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. There is a greater power watching over you, guiding you, strengthening you, and no matter how dark the path, there is light ahead. You have fought battles before and won. This is just another. Each step toward freedom is a piece of your soul reclaimed. Every small victory is a declaration, I am still here. They tried to erase you, but they couldn't. Each time you resist, each time you say no, you rise, you rebuild, and you reclaim your God-given power. The journey to total freedom is not easy. You remember the days when pain made breathing feel impossible. But here you are, seeking truth, seeking strength. That alone proves you have a resilience no darkness can destroy. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. 1 John 4:4. It takes courage to admit the truth, to see the abuse for what it was. Pride, fear, and shame try to keep the wound hidden, but healing starts when you face it and say, yes, this happened, but I'm still standing. Every act of courage shatters the invisible chains they tried to wrap around you. Forgive yourself, not them. Forgive yourself for not seeing sooner, for believing lies, for being manipulated. You didn't know you were dealing with a master deceiver. You did the best you could with the truth you had. Now you have new truth, and with it, you can live differently. Forgiveness doesn't excuse their actions. It doesn't erase the pain. It simply says, you no longer have power over me. It is an act of freedom, a release of the weight you've been carrying. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. When you let go, you open the door to peace and restoration. Yes, pain leaves scars, but those scars become proof of survival, symbols of victory. You are not just the victim of a cruel story. You are the warrior who rose from the ashes, the one who faced the darkness and lived. Reconnect with your spirit. Pray, meditate, walk in nature, cleanse the toxic energy they left behind. The battle was never just against them, it was against the poison they tried to plant in your soul. And now you are stronger, more centered, more connected to your true self. Their words, they no longer pierce you. Their lies, they no longer bind you. You've taken back control of your mind, your heart, your soul, and that is your greatest triumph. They tried to break you, but all they did was awaken a strength they never imagined you had. You are free now, free to live, free to shine, free to write a new chapter. You are living proof that light conquers darkness, that hope rises from despair. They targeted you because they saw your light, your power, but now you know. You are untouchable when you walk in truth. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. Stand tall, chosen one. The world needs your light. The world needs your voice. And your story, your survival, is the spark that will ignite hope in others still fighting their way out.